championship in Phoenix. Take a look at what he did.
I have never seen anything like that before in my life.
Ross Chastain just pulled off the greatest move in NASCAR history. I don't know what to say. I have seen the Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch finish at Chicago in 2018. I have seen Kyle Larson try to ride the wall to pass Denny Hamlin at Darlington. You know, Darlington, it's a little bit wider of a corner to do it. I've seen Carl Edwards attempt to floor it into 3 and 4 to pass Jimmy Johnson for the win at Kansas just to smack the wall. I have never, in my 12 years as a NASCAR fan, seen someone floor it into the wall at Martinsville and break the track record for a lap, pass 5 or 6 cars, and go from 3 points below, 4 points below the cutoff line to making the championship 4. That is what Ross Chastain just did. Entering the final lap, Christopher Bell was leading. He had to win to advance, and once again, for the second straight round in a must-win, he wins. Good for him, but no one is talking about that. Kind of sucks for him, but still, he made the championship 4, so you know what? He's fine. But everyone is talking about this. Entering the final lap, Bell is winning, which means the final spot comes down to Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, and Ross Chastain. Elliott was 7 or 8 points above the cutoff, so basically, as long as he doesn't spin, he should make it. Then it comes down to Chastain and Hamlin. Only 3 points separated them, and Hamlin was 5 or 6 spots ahead. I think Hamlin was in 5th, Chastain was in 11th. Well, Chastain was not within striking distance of 3-4 cars, however many cars he needed to pass. And going towards 3 and 4, he said that he had already made up his mind. He gets through 1 and 2 clean. He said, there's quite literally nothing else I can do. Why not try something that no one's ever tried before? And he, so imagine this is the brake pedal, this is the gas pedal, and he went, floored it through 3 and 4, rode the wall at Martinsville. No one has ever ridden the wall at Martinsville in a good way. It has always means you're crashing, you're getting crashed, or you've been shoved up there. Ross Chastain, I have tried this move in NASCAR 2011, the game on the Wii, many a times. Never worked. Always end up crashing, slowing down, or spinning out somehow from hitting the wall at a wrong angle, or I get pinched off and, you know, it just wrecks me. Ross Chastain in real life, this literally looks fake. I remember watching the broadcast thinking, wow, Bell won, that's cool. And then all of a sudden I see Chastain and Hamlin side by side at the line. I was like, how the hell did he get there? I thought he was like 5 spots back, huh? Hamlin must have had a bad 3 and 4 or something. Then they showed the replay. Unreal. That is genuinely one of the greatest moves in NASCAR history. I do not care. Kyle Larson, ironically, Kyle Larson, after the race, was talking to reporters, and he said it was an embarrassing move. He said that when he did that at Darlington last year, he was embarrassed that he had done that, and he thinks it's a bad look for the sport. I fully disagree, Kyle Larson. That was amazing. That looks so cool. That's going to make highlight reels for centuries. I'm telling you, that was one of the greatest moves to make the championship 4, to get the positions he needed. He rode the wall at Martinsville. If this happened at Darlington, it would still be cool. If this happened at Bristol, it would still be cool. If this happened at Charlotte, Chicago, Michigan, it'd still be cool. Martinsville is the tightest racetrack in terms of the turns. You have to turn really hard. It's one of the slowest tracks on the schedule. And Ross Chastain floored it on the wall and broke a freaking track record, I think, to make the championship 4. Mind-boggling. Anyways, your championship 4, obviously Ross Chastain, because we just talked about him for 3 minutes. Christopher Bell, who got himself a clutch win today for the second straight cutoff race. He had to win to advance, and he did just that. Did it at the Charlotte Roval back a few weeks ago to advance to the round of 8, and today had to win at Martinsville, and he did just that. It was a little bit challenging for him, though, because there was some strategy late in this race. Chase Briscoe, who also had to win, stayed out on old tires. Some guys took 2. Christopher Bell took 4, I believe. So Briscoe had a big lead, had a Custer behind him. So, you know, he had a teammate blocking, trying to build a gap for Briscoe. And, you know, Custer couldn't hold on forever. Keselowski got by, Bell got by, Larson got by, and all of a sudden they are all closing in on Briscoe quite a bit because there was actually a good bit of tire fall off today. So they caught up to Briscoe. Briscoe fighting for his life, bumping Bell. He hit him onto the curb one time. They were banging doors. Bell gets by him. Bell runs away and wins his first ever Championship 4 appearance, the only JGR car in the Championship 4. If you told me that he was the only JGR car to make the Championship 4 this year in February, I would have said no. I don't think I would have laughed in your face, but I definitely would have said hard no like the second you said it. Because you look at his teammates. 2 champions with Martin Truex Jr. in 2017 and a 2-time champion of Kyle Busch in 2015 and 2019. And Denny Hamlin, a Hall of Famer, arguably the greatest without a championship. And he's made what? The last 5 or 6 championships for us, however many he's made. I would say Bell, I could see him making a deep run, but maybe not the Championship 4, or maybe the Championship 4, but as the only JGR driver to make the Championship 4, no. He is. Truex, of course, did not make the playoffs. Kyle Busch was eliminated in the first round, and Denny Hamlin, with that godsend of a move from Ross Chastain, is out. Yes, So, let's look at my bracket while I'm thinking about it. Let's look at how bad my bracket is. All right, so my champion pick was Larson. I don't know if you can see this. My champion pick was Larson. Pretty bad, yeah. I had Logano in there. I had Elliott in there. I had Hamlin in there too. Well, the 3 of the 4 is not bad, I guess. Nice. Or no, 2 of the 4. 2 of the 4 is not okay. Regardless, this thing's trash. Messed up really badly. Nope. Oh my, I missed the trash can more than I missed that bracket. Anyways, oh my God. I'm so distracted. I genuinely had to sit there for 20 minutes. I'm watching the podium for the Mexican Grand Prix, and I'm just like, Ross Chastain just like blew me away. I don't know what to say. Genuinely mind-blowing stuff. And the other Championship 4, Joey Logano, won at Vegas, obviously, and he was through. We knew that like 2 weeks ago. And Chase Elliott. Elliott makes his 3rd straight Final Four. Made it just by a couple of points. He's been the points leader all year. He's had a rough playoffs, though, but he did really good in those first 2 stages, got 18 stage points, and that alone put him in the Final Four because the late race restart, the strategy, he was 10th or 11th, and, they just kind of had some bad luck there, and, Chastain making a rocket ship move and other guys having to force their way through, so, yeah, he makes it too. So there's your Final Four. Christopher Bell with the win, Joey Logano with the win, Ross Chastain with the most iconic move I've ever seen, and Chase Elliott, just because Chase Elliott gets in the most boring fashion. The other 3, absolutely thrilling fashion. Holy crap. Much better race than the spring. The spring, like, nothing happened. There was, like, 1 pass for the lead and was on pit road. That was quite literally, I think, literally Chase Elliott and William Byron led everything in the spring. Today, I think we had 5 leaders. Only a couple passes for the lead, but at least they were on track. Elliott passed Larson. Hamlin passed Elliott. Bell passed Briscoe. Yeah, that was about it. There was a lot more passing, so it was a much better race than the spring, but not the best Martinsville race. But, it was a decent race. It wasn't terrible, and it wasn't great. For a Martinsville race, it was not on the better side, but for your average NASCAR race, it wasn't too bad. Let's look at the results here. Oh, my goodness. As my charger is stuck on my chair. There we go. Here's your results right here, as we always do. Christopher Bell started 20th today. Had low expectations for him. I did today. Must win. I didn't think he could get it done. Here we are. Christopher Bell, for the 2nd straight cutoff race, proves me wrong where I did not think he could win in advance. He wins in advances to go to Phoenix to compete for his first NASCAR Cup Series championship, his 3rd win on the season. His first one came at New Hampshire. His 2nd came at the Roval. His 3rd at Martinsville. 3 very different tracks. So, Christopher Bell, my goodness, very impressive day today. Led a good chunk of the race in the second half of the race. Yeah, fantastic effort from him, from that 20 team. Adam Stevens, a fantastic crew chief, proving it once again, making it to the Final Four. Of course, made multiple Final Fours, won 2 championships with Kyle Busch. This partnership looking very good right now. The future Joe Gibbs Racing looking really good right now with Christopher Bell. We talked about the lows of Joe Gibbs Racing yesterday and their youth with Ty Gibbs. Very talented driver, but makes some stupid moves. Today, Christopher Bell showing the upside of the youth at Joe Gibbs Racing, making the Final Four. Kyle Larson finishes second. He will be fighting for the Owners' Championship next weekend. Of course, Larson was eliminated from the driver's standings, but because of Kurt Busch's win back at Kansas, that locked him into the Owners' Championship, but not the Drivers' Championship since Kurt could not compete. So Larson is in the Final Four for the Owners' Championship. So second place, good for them. Third place, Ryan Blaney basically had to win today. Didn't get enough stage points, but he was up there most of the day, top 5, top 7, I would say. Was competing for the lead, but just couldn't get it done. Didn't have a good enough car. Didn't have the tires there at the end. Third place, decent season, honestly. Top 3 in the points most of the year. Looked really good. Obviously, the no wins did not help with the playoff points and stuff, but still a very solid season for Blaney. Fourth place, Brad Keselowski. Top 5 car most of the day. Spun out once due to contact with Ross Chastain, actually. But he rallies back and finishes fourth. One of his best runs all year was consistently top 5, top 10. One of their best runs, maybe the best run that they've had all year. Fifth place, Ross Chastain with the move of the century, going from 11th or 12th up into 5th. Oh my gosh, you are never going to see anything. Well, you may see something like that again, but never at Martinsville, never in that scenario, and you're never going to have the first-time shock of that type of move again. I do not believe what I just witnessed there. You probably don't believe what you just witnessed there, but that was mighty impressive. Took some guts to do that. My gosh. The irony in Chastain beating Hamlin for the Final Four, too, with all the history they had. Denny's talked all year about how he's going to get back at him, and he doesn't even get a chance. Well, I guess he could take him out at Phoenix next week, but what's it worth? Hamlin's not in the Final Four. Hamlin 6th. You got to feel bad for the guy. He thought he had it done. He had gotten up to 5th place, had held everything off. Everything was looking good, and then all of a sudden, he probably is like, oh, yeah, Final Four, baby, 100 feet away. And then all of a sudden, his spotter's like, oh, my God, go up, go up. And then all of a sudden, he's out. I don't even know how you respond to that. He said it was a very well-executed move by Chastain. I think that's just because he was like, he can't say on TV what the F just happened. How in the F did that just happen? You got to feel bad for the guy. This dude has lost championships in every freaking way imaginable. Bad races, spinning, bad pit stops, too much tape on a grill. You name it. He has had it happen. And today, when it looked like he was going to make a championship for and have a chance at the championship, nope. Ross Chastain floors it on the freaking wall at Martinsville and beats him. 7th place, Joey Logano. He was already in the Final Four. 8th place, William Byron. Oh, my gosh. They were +6 entering the day. Qualified 25th. Got lapped in the first stage. Didn't get any more stage points in the second stage. And that is what cost them. No stage points, whereas Hamlin swept the stages. Chastain got stage points, and that ended up being the difference maker. Really good season for William Byron in the first quarter. The middle bit really, really sucked. And then the last few races, the playoffs has been really good, but unfortunately just not enough to make it. 9th place, Bubba Wallace, his first race back from suspension. Top 10, good run for him. 10th place, Chase Briscoe, he tried his hardest. Was top 3 in that first stage, but a pit road penalty sent him to the back with it being difficult to pass. Was 15th, got lapped, got back to the lead lap, stayed out, tried to pull some strategy there at the end. Tires, they sucked. He finishes 10th. Chase Elliott, 11th, barely hangs on to make the Final Four. My God. They've been so good this year, but the playoffs, they have been awful. They had a top 3 car today, but with the late race caution and the strategy and the Chastain sending it on the wall and people being absolute maniacs there at the end, he ends up 11th. Harrison Burton, 12th, not bad for him. 13th, Daniel Suarez. 14th, Todd Gilliland. Good for him. Cole Custer had a top 5 car today. That is the best run he's had all season. The fact that he ends up 15th is a little bit sad. I think he deserved a top 5, top 10, but it's how it goes sometimes. Almirola 16th, Harvick 17th, McDowell 18th, Jones, 19th. Ty Gibbs, 20th. Everyone seems to love him right now. 21st, Truex. 22nd, LaJoy. 23rd, Stenhouse. 24th, Allmendinger. 25th, Chris Buescher. 26th, Gregson. Alex Bowman's back next week. Good to hear. 27th, Cindric. 28th, Haley. 29th, Cody Ware. 30th, Kyle Busch. Got lapped 4 times in the first stage. He was genuinely awful. Got passed by BJ McLeod. I love BJ McLeod, but that car that he is in is awful. And the fact that he got lapped 4 times and then got passed by BJ McLeod is pretty bad. So I don't know if Kyle Busch has given up, if Joe Gibbs Racing has given up on, or if they've both given up, and that's why it's so bad. But what? 30th. Like, that wasn't a crash. That wasn't a mechanical failure. They were a 30th place car. I'm not making this up, guys. 30th. 31st, J.J. Elliott, Ty Dillon, Landon Castle. Austin Dillon took a hard hit. Hope he's okay. 35th, B.J. McLeod, speaking of. His car caught on fire. Hope he's okay. Tyler Reddick, another situation. I hope he's okay. But, yeah, he retired from the race early. Not a mechanical problem, not a crash. His head hurt. You may think, oh, he's a headache. Get over it. This sounded bad. Like, he was complaining that his head was hurting, and you know, we've had problems with the next-gen cars, and Reddick got in a pretty gnarly wreck last week at Homestead. I don't want to say, but do you think it could be a concussion? I really hope he's okay. Classy move by Richard Childress, though. Childress and Reddick have had their issues this season, but Childress, you know, was very much a human being today, and I'm not saying that like in an insulting way that he's not usually, but like, he said, all right, if you need to park it, park it. Let's see if we got a reserve driver. We don't. Okay, I don't care. Park it. We need to make sure you're okay. He went straight to the car. When Tyler got out, gave him a hug and said, hey, what's up? Like, you know, are you okay? What do we need to do for you? So really classy move by Richard Childress there. You know, as I said, they've had their problems this year with Reddick leaving early, with the sudden leaving. Childress has been very vocal about being pissed off about it. So despite their differences off the track and, you know, their personal opinions of each other, Richard Childress realizing Tyler Reddick is a human being who is in pain right now. We need to get him attention. This is not a good situation. So very classy move by Richard Childress. Really hope Reddick's okay. Anyways, oh my God. I can't believe that just happened. Not Christopher Bell winning. You know, he did it at the Roval, and if he told me he won again, I wouldn't be as shocked just because, you know, I didn't think he'd win at the Roval. Oh my gosh, man. Chastain actually just did that. You got to tell me in the comments if I'm making this up or if this is some sick dream that I just dreamt. But Championship 4. All 3 Championship 4s next week. I will preview each and every one of them. I will give you my picks for each and every one of them. We're going to talk about the trucks. We're going to talk about the Xfinities. We're going to talk about the Cup. What else are we going to talk about? I don't know, but holy crap. I can't believe that just happened. Get a look at my crazy hair. That's how crazy this race ending was. But I don't know. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what life is. See you for the Championship 4s next week, and we will talk about whatever we need to talk about this week. But oh my gosh, imagine if someone does that at Phoenix next week.